Hey my everythings, I hope that you all are doing well. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you would like to get notified anytime that new reads are being posted, please feel free to subscribe and also hit that notification bell so that you can get notifications anytime the new reads are posted. I do reads for all signs. It just depends on whatever time has been offered to me. So just subscribe and keep a lookout for that because it definitely helps the growth of the channel. This read is going to be for Aries. Aries, I'm seeing that during the cycle of this read is strongly influenced by the element fire. The element of fire is represented in the western wind, where the soul is teaching the spirit of true self a lesson about process. I'm seeing creativity, conversation, and dialogue. The element fire also shows up by the way of the planet Mars and Saturn. Mars goes through an orbital cycle every 2 years, and Mars influences the experiences of politics and responsibility. And then Saturn goes through an orbital cycle every 30 years, and Saturn is specifically associated with karmic lessons, going through karmic cycles, learning from karmic lessons, inheriting karmic, and also being able to overcome those things. So I'm just seeing that with that element of fire, it is strongly influencing things that are happening through the cycle of this read. I'm seeing that the ego within the spirit of true self is seeking security in people. So maybe having to do with your relationships and how you build upon that, okay? So I'm seeing that the soul is teaching the spirit of true self some lessons in regard to the northern wind. Then depending on how it's being processed in your life, you can determine which wind this is associated with. For things that only happen in America, it could be the southern wind, the southeastern wind, the northern wind, or the northeastern wind. The eastern wind is specifically related to the soul teaching the spirit of true self lessons about perception. The southern wind is associated with learning lessons about power, and the northern wind is associated with learning lessons about community and partnership. So specifically in regard to things that you only experience here in America, I'm seeing that's something that the soul is teaching the spirit of true self a lesson about for you during the cycle of this read. And I'm also seeing specifically with the northern wind that the soul is teaching the spirit of true self a lesson in regard to partnership and community, in regard to family values and your friends. So take it all as it resonates. Like I did say, I am seeing that the ego within the spirit of true self is seeking security in people. So partnerships, community, how the sovereign spiritual essence of who it is that you are is navigating through your community, your partnerships, and specifically with that only in America energy, your country, right? With your family values and your friends, and how you're steering the direction that you're being drawn or pulled to, okay? So I'm seeing stories. The stories energy is a spirit of true self sending you a message saying that I leave you the memory of healing tales. So there's something significant about the stories in regard to people, your family values, your friends, that, the spirit of true self is learning lessons about all of that in the specific message that is meant to help encourage the growth of the wellness of the soul and prioritization of the wellness of the soul and maturity, right, of the spiritual self is those healing tales in regard to stories. Then I'm seeing bear totem. With bear totem, spirit is saying to retire into your den to find answers. So taking a step back, maybe meditating, clearing your mind of negative thoughts, getting in tune with those stories, and essentially allowing them to give you some type of clarity in whatever it is that you're vibrating off of, or you have that frequency of creativity that you need to express with that fire energy, okay? Then I'm also seeing the bison energy. So you have 2 totems during the cycle of this read. With this bison totem, Spirit is saying that life is showering you with abundance. So you have the bison totem, you have the bear totem. There's abundance, and then a need to take a step back, to meditate, get clear thoughts so that you can find the answers that you're seeking. And I'm seeing that you are going to find that by the way of the stories, maybe by the way of your ancestors, your family, or your friends. So I'm also seeing the overall energy or something significant that's influencing these experiences. It has to do with supermodels. Supermodels could actually be like supermodels, or it could be role models, people that you look up to, considering family values, or your friends, right? These are people that you admire, or people that have an admiration for you, and essentially people that you look up to. And that could have a lot to do with, right, like the ego within the spirit of true self, seeking security in people, spirit of true self, sending messages about stories and heroic and healing tales, characteristics of those that have come before you that have been passed on to you, that you may carry that truth within your DNA to overcome challenges of also karmic issues or lessons. So I am seeing, I'm trying to say it in order. So I am seeing the addiction card in reverse, where there aren't any energies of codependency. There is no obsessive energy, no possession, or feel the need for control or emotional blockages happening during the cycle of this read in regard to these people and the relationships. I'm also seeing the golden mirror energy in reverse, where there's not narcissism involved, there's no love bombing, there's not any experiences that you're having that are one-sided in regard to the relationships that you're seeking security in with these people, whether it be your family or your friends. Then I'm also seeing the picture energy, where there may be a sense of nostalgia, you looking back at pictures, missing someone missing you, or you having an interest in making new memories. Then I'm also seeing the key on a ring energy in reverse. With the key on a ring energy in reverse, I'm seeing that you're being prioritized. There's no one night stand type of energy. There's not like an unconventional relationship where you may have felt like someone was treating you like an option. I'm seeing that you're being prioritized. You're not being strung along, okay? So the overall emotions that are, or messages that are associated specifically with this reading in regard to emotions and things that Spirit is trying to express is for you to feel courageous, to be courageous, to feel brave, not to feel irritated or frustrated, for you to feel good, or you're being seen as good. Someone is amazed by you. Maybe you feel clever. A reminder to be tender and gentle, gracious with yourself, for you not to feel ashamed. Someone is trying to mind their own business, or you may be trying to mind your own business, staying in your own lane. Or this could be about a divine feminine. You could be the divine feminine, or it could be about your relationship or connection to a divine feminine. So take it as it resonates. If you are not familiar with how it is that I do my reads, I do them based on time. Time that has been offered or is available to me for me to be able to share the message with you, so thank you. The time that have been offered to me is strength. So thank you. This energy is self-explanatory. Strength, courage, bravery, the will and ability to be able to overcome any type of challenge that's coming your way. It was received naturally, a pure offering of strength, so thank you. And it's also by the way of someone having belief in me, my credibility, and my trustworthiness, so thank you. Then the energy that I see you in is the Page of Rods. I really want to take this time out to thank you for making an offering to me for strength, because I'm really seeing it as like a prayer, like someone praying that, or hoping that I have the strength to be able to just be who it is that I am, or to continue to do what it is that I do. Being a diviner, it can be challenging work, just the same as someone doing physical work can be challenging. So I do want to honor you and thank you for making that offering to me, because it really does mean a lot to be offered strength, whether if it's in prayer or in spirit. Thank you. Okay, the energy that I see you in is the Page of Rods. With the Page of Rods energy, this is you having some type of announcement or an invitation that you're going to be giving. It could be like a declaration, like I said, an invitation, an announcement, a prayer, something like that that's being expressed externally, whether if it's to yourself, to God, or to others. That's just what I'm seeing. And you're being received in this energy as delightful, magical, glorious, unfrazzled, and like whatever it is that you're pronouncing or you're saying or you're declaring is clear, like it's coming through clear and not like chaotic, you know what I mean? Like it comes from a good place is what I'm seeing. So during the cycle of the read, we only have one card for you in the position of the process of time, right? So during that time, I'm seeing that you were in the Three of Pentacles during the process of the read. I'm just seeing that you're in the Three of Pentacles energy during the cycle of the read. So in summary, I'm seeing that you were like working diligently, you were being hardworking, and see, so it shows that specifically like someone is working on something, right? With the Three of Pentacles. Though you also have that word coming through, and I feel compelled, right, to show you this because these cards are pulled at completely different times. Not so that they specifically match up together, you know, like I'm manipulating them. They match up together because that's what they were meant to do, right? So specifically with this energy, these cards came out first, and the word industrious has synonyms that go with it that insinuate hard work and working diligently, right? Being skillful, busy. And as you can see with the Three of Pentacles, that's exactly what this person is, the energy is giving off. That's the energy that you're giving off. Like you're being diligent, you're working hard, you're being consistent in what it is that you're working on so that you can build up your finances, your securities. It really has to do with like building up your wealth or your work ethic, okay? I'm also seeing you as like being very satisfied by what it is that you're doing, or it's bringing satisfaction to others, like you're doing good work. You're working diligently, you're busy, though your productivity is well received. And then you're also being received as loyal, public-spirited, nationalistic, patriotic as well. And in the Three of Pentacles energy, you're also being received as like not harmful. So the work that you're doing is not causing any harm to anyone. It is something that maybe you're doing for the people. Maybe you could be like in public service. I am. So that you could also probably be in that field. If you are, whoop whoop. Like that's kind of what I'm seeing. It's like someone that like maybe you have a government job or something like that, where, which I do as well, so that's why I would know, where like you're working diligently, the work that you do doesn't cause harm to any type of people, or like it doesn't bring danger to anyone, and it's not unhealthy or hurtful work is what I'm seeing. And as I said, this is an experience that only you're having here in America, where maybe the work that you're doing within the community for the people that you're seeking security in, or that your ego is seeking security in, are the American people, because I am seeing you as patriotic and loyal. And I'm also seeing like that the work that you're doing is good. And sometimes that as an American is instilled in us with our family values. So that's probably something else as to reason why I'm seeing family values within Northern Wind. And then your friends, right? Do they complement your hard work or your ethics and the way that you do things? And like I did say, I was seeing that picture energy. You have a sense of nostalgia when it comes to like looking back at all the work that you've done, right? And that could be coming through with, or like the work that your ancestors have done, or like the other public servants, or like, well, not servants, because that kind of sounds strange though, like people that do public service or like work for the government, stuff like that. In regard to the stories energy, where spirit is saying think about the healing tales, because sometimes when it comes to the government, the way the stories are told about the government and the roles that they play, the stories aren't always like ones that a lot of citizens want to be associated with. However, when you're telling and sharing the stories about how you have served in a capacity to heal the challenges within the communities, it makes a difference in how it is that you see yourself and how it is that you see others that make an impact or a difference or change within the community, okay? And like I did say, I am seeing you as hardworking. I am seeing you as busy and diligent. So you were in this energy during the cycle of the read, and then that is what put you in a position maybe to speak out on what it is that you did in civil service or how you served in your community. Maybe a firefighter, police officer, the people that dispatcher, right, that answer the phone, EMS, mail person, people that work for the IRS. I mean, the list goes on and on and on when it comes to how people within America serve for the government in capacities other than militant. So take it as it resonates. I am seeing that maybe you influenced your friends, or maybe your friends influenced you. I do know that during my time of public service, I definitely met a lot of people that did different types of service as well. Like, you know, because I was an independent volunteer and contractor, so I would do things independently. Nonetheless, I also met people that served with Peace Corps and different types of, you know, nonprofit organizations and things like that. So maybe this is the kind of company or crowd that, you know, you are having like a sense of nostalgia about, or maybe that has to do with the people that you're making new memories with. Take it as it resonates. That's just kind of like what it is that I'm seeing. One of those things that kind of stuck out to me is how in the movie Moana, she's going on the journey to complete this mission for her ancestors and find the lost island. Though in the meantime, she also brings all of these people along the journey with her that are also loyal to, you know, her community, her tribe, and they all have like these essential skills and things that they've mastered where it is, you know, that she's from. So I'm kind of like seeing that same kind of energy here in the read, where like the partnership, the Northern Wind, the communities, the healing stories, like we hear these stories in animation, in tales and folklore, all of that kind of stuff, and simultaneously you are making your own healing story for the future. And the thing that I love about that is because the success of even someone being acknowledged as the overall hero doesn't discredit all of the other people that were a part of that person being acknowledged as the hero, because essentially that's what a constellation is, when they all come together and they make, you get what I'm saying? And that's gonna be the, you know, that's all I'm gonna say, that is, you know, the story of the stars, because you know? Anyway, let's talk about your future. So in your future, the first card that I'm seeing is the King of Cups energy. This King of Cups energy is someone that is emotionally intelligent, someone that is aware of their emotions and how to communicate them in a healthy way, and also can give space for others to express their emotions. Either seeing that you're having a conversation with this person, or this person is you that is having this conversation. As I said, with that fire energy showing like a sense of dialogue, right? And this is, like I said, it's going to happen in the future, where there's either a conversation being had with you, or you're the one that is having the conversation. I'm hearing address, like you're addressing things that are a matter, like I'm saying, like of the heart, like giving thanks and support to matters of the heart and those stories, right? I'm seeing that this is something that's going to happen for you pretty quickly, and it's going to like refresh everyone's perspective on taming their wild emotions, really, because if you do not demonstrate being able to tame your wild emotions, then it could lead to chaos, right? And more confusion. And that's why I'm seeing that in certain instances, the spirit of true self is sending that message about the bear totem, right? Because we know how bears act when they get irritated and frustrated, right? And specifically with this energy, spirit is saying it is like a peak of consciousness. For even as someone is poking the bear, for the bear to be aware of this and still decide to walk away, knowing that the bear could fuck some up and choosing not to, right? That's what I'm seeing, especially in regard to the King of Cups energy, because this is someone that is in tune and aware of their emotions. And as human beings have that kind of consciousness. That's not to say that bears and bisons also don't have that kind of consciousness, right? Nonetheless, specifically with the spirit of true self sending that message and bringing it to the forefront, that by the way of the experiences that you've had during the cycle of this read, while you've been working hard and you've been diligent and the work that you're doing is not harmful, there will come a time and a point in the future where you'll have to speak on that, and in regard to how it is that the circumstances that were outside of your control, that were wild, it was also very important for you to remain calm. Specifically seeing that is because it was necessary for you to be able to do that, so that you could find answers that will continue to lead you to your abundance that the universe can shower upon you, right? And that is all a part of the healing story that will be revealed by the way of your life. And that's what I'm seeing. So you will get to that point where in the future you will be sharing that. Like I said, I'm seeing that you're having a conversation with someone, or someone is having a conversation with you, or you're making a speech, an announcement, something like that. You're engaging people to hear you out, as they're the ones that you've been seeking security in, okay? Then I'm seeing that you will be in this Five of Cups energy reversed, where you don't have any regrets about how far along you've come and what you said. So what I'm seeing is that you're addressing global issues, right? And you're acknowledging them in a way where you have spoken about the emotions that are associated with certain devastations, right? In regard to being strung along, in regard to feeling like you're not being prioritized, dealing with narcissism, dealing with one-sided situations, dealing with codependencies, addictions, possessions, stuff like that. I'm seeing like you addressed all of the things that were fatal and lethal and deadly, maybe to humanity or to your family or to your friends or to the people in America. And I'm seeing that there are no regrets in you speaking your piece. And I'm seeing that because you handled all of these things. I'm hearing integrity, like with integrity. As I did say before, while you were working hard within the Three of Pentacles energy in the past for you and me, it was coming across as like very loyal and patriotic. So I'm just seeing that as you work so hard to make some type of difference for the better, you're also acknowledging the fact that those things were what they were, and not to say that it wasn't for good because you were able to overcome those challenges, right? And then I'm seeing that you would be in the Four of Rods energy. So with the Four of Rods energy, it's to say, like, and I don't have any regrets about what it is that I said and how I addressed things, especially issues, and how I overcame challenges that were way bigger than me, right? Probably issues that we inherited by the way of our ancestors, and that's okay, right? Because we were able to create solutions and build up a better foundation with the Four of Rods, right? So I'm seeing building up stronger and better in a capacity that would be long-standing for us to make new memories with the picture energy. So I am seeing you in this energy is like very satisfied with like a sense of romanticism and prioritizing the way that things are built upon so that it's long-lasting. I am seeing you in this energy as not creepy, not weird, not overwhelming or overburdening or unhealthy. Then as far into your future as I can see is you in this Knight of Pentacles energy. So this could either be you, or this could be someone that is like someone that's going to learn from you, or like a friend or your child or something like that. Because with the Knight of Pentacles, this is someone that's like ambitious about making money, okay? The Knight of Pentacles is like, I got my mind on my money and my money on my mind. In comparison to the King of Pentacles, who's like, I got money to blow type of energy, right? So with the Knight of Pentacles energy, it's someone that's like really ambitious about getting the work done, though also someone that's focusing on building up their financial, I'm hearing financial integrity. So take it as it resonates. With the Knight of Pentacles energy, you are being received as very relaxing, very attractive, very spiritual, glamorous, beautiful, stylish. And I'm just seeing that this will be the normal for you, and you're received like this is normal, okay? And then I'm also seeing you in this energy is like very well scented, so that energy came through as well. So, and you're not going to be strung along, you're going to be prioritized, or you're prioritizing this Knight of Pentacles energy, where there's a strong focus on building up your finances and earning more money is what I'm seeing. And just as a reminder, the gender is not specific for any of the positions during the cycle of this read, so you could be a male or female. Just take it as it resonates. Though, like I did say, things are just coming full circle for you, where you're not in that negative energy, or like receiving a negative aspect of yourself, and you're also not projecting from an energy of narcissism or codependency, or like you're not dealing with any of those challenges of feeling like someone is not prioritizing you. I'm seeing that you love like deeply, and you love strongly, and you're very passionate about the connections that you have with your family and your friends. And then I'm also seeing that as those stories of how these people have made an influence in your life have also impacted the way that you operate through your community. I am seeing that if you continue to take the time to reflect on what could possibly happen if you allow external factors that are poking the bear to cause the bear to be perceived as wild and crazy and deranged, then it gives you more time, clarity, and space to find clear, calm solutions that give opportunity for abundance to be what it is that you receive, rather than chaos and confusion. I love you all so much, and I hope that you have an amazing day, and I thank you for joining me. I will see you next time. Bye.